questions?
What's the most Australian equivalent of these types of American tools like the Yahoo Answers? And
LinkedIn is going to be your best bet for Australia. There isn't really any Australian-based stuff, just because the volume of people on the internet and online are just not there in Australia compared to the US. So from an actual using it to actually interact directly on the service to get business, LinkedIn's going to be the best one to do. If you're doing it from a PR perspective, it doesn't matter, because someone in the US who's got an issue with their golf swing is going to be the same person at the Brighton Golf Club who's got an issue with his swing as well. So it's the same sort of mentality from a PR perspective of doing that. Google Alerts is another tool that, again, Google gives away for free, which basically what you can do is you can put in some search terms. I want to search, we'll use golf swing again just for an example. Golf, yeah, well actually no, let's do ISO consulting. I can choose to have news, blogs, video or discussions. So what Google will actually do, it'll monitor its search buckets that I spoke about earlier, its index. And anytime there's a new site or a new blog post or a news story about ISO consulting, it'll push it through to you. So rather than you have to chase it down, it keeps pushing to you via email the latest things it finds in that particular topic. So if we go, want everything, how often? I want it once a day. I want just 50 results, and I want it delivered to a particular email address or even an RSS feed. And I create this alert, and there's some other alerts I've got on there, but if I go to, let's say, probably not really a good example, if I click View in Google Reader, tick, 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 tick. This is my Google alert for ISO consulting. Obviously there's nothing in there right now, but what it'll actually do, it'll actually, every time there's a new listing of something about ISO consulting, it'll actually push it through here. So you can actually see when there's new news stories or articles or blog posts in your particular space. So that way you can jump on top of it and ride that wave of media and PR and write articles and press releases about that sort of stuff. And these sort of tools are just as good for writing blog posts or writing articles or writing white papers as they are for writing press releases. If you struggle for a blog post idea or an article idea or elements to put into your white paper, it's these tools that you actually do. And obviously the whole follow the general media thing is that, when recently Tiger Woods had his, indiscretions, there was every man and his dog came out with a story about it. There was psychologists talking about, how he was had the sex addiction, and then there was sports psychologists talking about how it's going to affect his game, and then there was female I don't know what you call it, but advocates for female rights. So this is ridiculous. And there was men coming out saying this is terrible, and everyone in so many different niches rode that train and got exposure for their particular businesses about it. There's so many ways you can actually turn it around and actually. A physio could have wrote a press release saying how that much sex actually loosened his back up and made his swing better. So you can actually tie it all together. You tie the golf swing in with the sex thing to the physio thing. There's a story in that. The Herald Sun, those trash magazines would love that sort of stuff. But that sort of stuff, if you actually think about it and are on the edge of it, you actually come up with some really good ideas and ways to actually get PR. And I'll show you in a second just how easy it is to write a press release and get it out. Yeah, sure, fire away.
Being a time-poor small business owner, I'm concerned because there's just this plethora of things that can be done. How do you work out what percentage of your time to spend on these sorts of activities?
No, very good question. I think it comes down to, in my opinion, business owners should be working on the business rather than in it more and more. So as your business grows particularly, try and get off the tools as quickly as you can. When it comes down to that, there's a number of ways you can word it. There's a technique called the Pomodoro technique, which I think it's the Pomodoro technique. There you go. Italian for tomato or something, I think it is. And basically, it's just this theory. Another way of looking about it is critical focus time. And just set yourself 50 minutes a day to work on your business marketing it. That's all you need to do, 50 minutes. 9 till 9:50 or even 7:15 till 8 o'clock before the staff get in. And that is your work on the business time. Uninterrupted, 50 minutes a day. And you say, okay, Friday's my press release day. If you can't, within a couple of weeks of finding some of the techniques and other resources available, learn how to write a press release and get out in 50 minutes, there's something seriously wrong. So, and then you work on your link building 2 of those days a week. You write 1 blog post a week. So you work out a schedule that I'm going to say, 50 minutes a day, I work on my business. That's how I structure all my stuff, because I have a number of different companies and a lot of different things pulling away my attention. I just try and schedule it to 50 minutes a day for this particular thing, 50 minutes for this, And I give myself a 10-minute break every hour. So it's 50 minutes on, 10 minutes off, 50 minutes on, 10 minutes off. And even if it's just one of those Pomodoro, whatever the term is, I'll call it CFD, critical focus time sessions a day, is all you need to do to actually get this started. So the question Jeff asked before early on about some of the e-zine stuff is how do you start doing the blogging and the AMA and the e-zine articles and the YouTube stuff? You just do 50 minutes a day, every day. It's more than your competitors are going to be doing. After 6 months, you're going to be so far ahead. It's just that ritual CFT time every single day. And you do, Monday's my video day, Tuesday's my blog post day, Wednesday's my PR day, Thursday and Friday are my backlinking, setting up and network days. You just work out what works best for your business and just do one of those two things. And then once you refine it and you get it working right and you know how to do it for your own business, then you can look at outsourcing it. You can look at some Filipinos or you can look at that sort of stuff. And look, you can hire PR firms to do this stuff for you, but they do charge a wounded bull. Like, most PR firms have a retainer of $1,000 a month minimum, which, for some people it works. You can justify that for the exposure you're going to get if they're good and all that sort of stuff. But when you can sort of buy resources for $500 that are going to teach you how to do this yourself, why spend $1,000 a month on a retainer when 50 minutes a week and $500 you'll know this inside out? So it's that sort of stuff that just comes down to working out, make a list of all the stuff you want to do, prioritise it in your business, and 50 minutes a day, all you need. Other 9 hours a day or 7 hours a day, you work exactly your business is going right now, but you spend 50 minutes working on your business. If you're a physiotherapist, I don't know, but one client less, like if you take out one client less a day, but then you can actually do all this marketing stuff to actually up your prices by 20% because you're going to be an authority. At the end of the day, you're going to actually end up having the same amount of money, but you're going to be getting more people in the door, which means you can hire more.